Guys, I'm here with The Rock today. My guest of the evening is the Dwayne The Rock Johnson. You know why I'm saying that, right? It's not because of your physique, although you think it might be because of your physique. Bro, you've seen that photo, right? The one where he's wearing the...
Oh, the chain.
Yeah, the chain with the turtleneck.
The turtleneck, yeah.
That's the kind. All you need is, you're wearing the jeans, all you need is a fanny pack.
Yeah, and I need to juice a little harder.
A little harder. And a tan, maybe.
Yeah.
A tan, maybe, would be beneficial to you, man. But, yeah, I'm here with the Dwayne The Rock Johnson today. Over the weekend, I went over to Pittsburgh.
Really?
I was in Pittsburgh for the weekend. I had a blast. I absolutely love Pittsburgh. I went out there because I wanted to just experience it without a sports event that I'm going to, just to see if it changes my opinion about the spot, because I would love to move.
Yeah?
I would love to move. But I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with all of you right here, right now. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. And that's just because we're building here. And we're building at a really good rate. And I think, I've always talked about, we're going to turn the corner eventually. And, I've said, we're turning the corner. But now it's like, we're turning the corner because, we have Atmosphere. We have the Middleman Podcast, which oddly enough, twice this week, I was told that the Middleman Podcast is the NEPA scene version of No Jumper. That's what they told me. People told me that. I was like, what do you mean by that? I don't know No Jumper. Do you watch No Jumper?
No.
It's with Adam 22. But they were telling me the reason why is because No Jumper Podcast started very similar to mine, where it's like just talking to all types of creators, things like that. And this man blew up and, he's a star and stuff like that. So I thought that was a pretty nice compliment. So I'm here in Scranton for a little bit longer, but I was in Pittsburgh. I had a blast. As a matter of fact, quick little story. I went to a gay bar, okay, because I was with friends, okay, who are lesbians. So
were you with your lover?
Excuse me. I was with friends who are bisexual. Excuse me?
Were you with your lover? Or were you...
The two females that I was with, we went to a regular bar. It was all right. DJ was trash. The DJ's name was Gun Ray. Awful. All right, absolutely awful. And so then they were like, let's go to this other bar that we go to. It's usually the bar that we go to. And I'm like, all right, for sure. I'm in your town. Show me what's up. So we went to the gay bar. And, straight people go into gay bars all the time.
Yeah.
It's not unheard of. And, bro, the dance floor was packed. This dance floor was packed, bro. Body to body to body to body. They were like, we want to go dance. I'm like, for sure, let's get in there. So we get in there. At this point in the night, I'm, like, not tuned up, but I'm, like, feeling good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm, like, dancing. I'm having a good time. And, bro, literally, it's like, sorry. It's like there was no avoiding it, right? There was no avoiding it. So I'm sitting there. I'm having a good time facing my party, dancing with them. And this person taps me on my shoulder. And I'm like, yeah. And this woman goes, excuse me, could you not touch me? And I looked at her dead in the eyes, and I went, brother. I said, do you not see where we're at right now? What do you want me to do here? Like,
that's foul.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, can you not touch me? I'm like, what do you want me to do here? Like, I'm not even, if I were grinding on her, I would understand. But I wasn't, bro. I was bumping side to side every now and then, a little swiggle on a swing. And, yeah, man, that was my night in Pittsburgh. We stayed out till like 2 a.m., went to bed at 3. I enjoyed the city on Saturday. I enjoyed the city on Sunday. And I absolutely loved it, man. And I would love to move, but I don't think I'm moving anytime soon.
Well, you know what? I mean, I feel like even from the last time I came on the podcast, like seeing all this decor that you got, seeing all the people that you've met, I mean, that's really big, for both the Middleman Podcast and like Atmosphere and everything else. Like you really grew and like you're going to continue to grow. I've never been to Pittsburgh. I know that you were always a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I've always wanted to go. I mean, I grew up in PA, and it's like, I've never been to Pittsburgh, but a lot of people that aren't from like the Northeast, like Pittsburgh is like what, like 6 hours from here?
From here, exactly, it's 4.5.
Okay, well, 4.5 isn't as bad as I thought.
Yeah,
but,
it's a hike. It's a trek.
Hike.
It's like 5. You got to stop. Make a pit stop, use the restroom,
right?
So on and so forth. But yeah, about 4.5.
Okay,
it was a great time. I loved it.
I'll have to get out there sometime. But you know what? Either way, there's no ball and chain. You keep growing here. You're close enough to family, and then maybe you check out Pittsburgh, see how you like it out there, and then if anything, you come back. Just like me in Houston. went there 2 years, and I'm back closer to family.
Make the move, man. Make the move. And one of my biggest things is like, I really want to test my ideology. Everything that I've done here, can I do it again in a new city? What a challenge that would be.
Yeah.
An insane challenge. It'd be interesting. I'd have to network. I'd have to meet new people. I'd have to put what I preach to practice, and do it in another city. Like from Mount Pocono to Scranton, there's not too far. You can still kind of mix and mingle with the same crowd. You know what I mean? It's not too far away. But Pittsburgh is its own different entity. So it'd be interesting to do that, man. One day. But lucky for you all, the Middleman Podcast is still here in Scranton. We are here for episode 129 of the Middleman Podcast, featuring the man, my brother from another mother. Please welcome back to the show, Mr. Nick Hanzimanolis. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me back.
Dude.
Always a pleasure.
I don't know what episode you were when we did the first go around, and I kind of want to look that up real quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and give it a rough estimate of about episode 60-something, maybe even 50-something. But Michael says 70. That's his take. Nick, do you have a guess?
I'm just going to go with 69.
69. Okay. That's a great number there. Let's see. I'm searching. I'm on episode 99, so we got a ways to go here. But the first time we had that podcast, man, the set was different. Everything was different. And I was telling you that I wanted to get rid of that table back then, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I was telling you, I really disliked that table. You were a bit heavier set at that time.
I was not missing a meal, Kev.
That's not wrong, bro. You are not missing a meal. We're on 61, 59, 58, 57. Episode 57.
Wow.
So 128 minus 57. You good at math?
Not with cameras in front of me.
It's close. It's like 70, maybe like 60. I think it's 69 episodes. I'm not even gonna lie. Could be wrong. But anyway, episode 57. The caption of that was certified badass.
Yeah.
Certified badass. And I gave that quote of the pod because we were talking about your military experience, you and the Marines, all the things that you've experienced while being in the desert, going on deployments and things like that, certified badass. You really talked about Semper Fi, everything that was a brotherhood to you. But since then, I feel like that podcast, 2 weeks later, you were moving, correct?
Yeah. I was going straight down south I think at the end of the podcast, too, we mentioned it. Like, I was going from Pennsylvania to Houston, Texas. Well, more specifically, southwest of Houston in a town called Stafford. Always wanted to move there. And I felt like shortly after getting out of the military, I'm like, you know what? I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. Like, what better time than now to try something new, to try the South and, see what it's all about. I like that traditional hold the door, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. I like that. And being from the North, it definitely was different.
Yeah.
Walking at night and seeing people like, hey, how are you? It's like, guard is up, like, whoa, like, but that's just the way of life. That's how it is down there.
That's beautiful, man. What was your first experience down there? When did you move down there? Do you remember, like, exact date? What was like
January? I think I started heading down. It took me 2 days to get there. I stopped in Bristol, Tennessee overnight. I think I left January 16th, and I got there January 18th, I believe. Think so.
2-day venture.
Yeah, it was a far trip, and I did that alone. My whole life packed up in my Jeep at the time, and it was a great experience. I wouldn't change it for a thing. Great experience down there. Met a lot of great people, great friends. But I think at the end of the day, you also think, okay, what can I take from this experience, and where do I want to go moving forward? And I think that as I get older, want to settle down, have kids, I would like them to have a relationship with my mom and dad, my brother and sister, and stuff like that. So being closer to family is definitely, I'm a family-oriented guy. You know my whole family. And
love the Hanzimanolises. They're all,
yeah, we're tight-knit.
All the cousins, the uncles, the aunts, everyone. We love them all.
Kevin knows them all. Kevin will stop in on Christmas Day or whatever, be like, sit down, have a plate of food, have a plate of food. And it's like everybody's family when
The
they walk
only
in the
Hispanic
door.
there. Love it. Inviting people. What a wonderful family you come from, bro. And
Thank you.
Love them. So you went over to Texas, and mentally, right? Mentally, when you're leaving your family, that is an endeavor that you're going to embark on by yourself. You did have a friend who you were fortunate enough to know from up here that you were able to go down there and roommate with. Shout out Henry.
DJ Hen.
But just leaving your family, things like that. What was going through your head as you were preparing to leave home and start this new venture for yourself?
I think, well, first off, my mom, she's bawling her eyes out. I'm hopping in the car. My car is packed up. And I was supposed to leave actually earlier than that date. Yeah. And my car shit the bed. So, $900 repair. But we got it fixed up. My mom was bawling. She's crying. But then I started seeing snowflakes coming down. And I'm like, I'm going to miss family, but I don't think I'm going to miss the snow. I'm just not a big snow guy.
Yeah.
And started trekking down, but I feel like that I needed to kind of go out on my own. Like even outside the military, I had to go out of my hometown to really, I guess, find myself and be the man that I needed to become, that man to better myself, better my future, and if anything, come back and be a better, more well-rounded version of myself for when I do come back.
Do you feel like you achieved that?
I do.
What do you think you needed to figure out about yourself while being down there that you didn't figure out about yourself while being here?
I think just having the muscle memory to figure things out on my own. Bills, getting my health back in order, having a better relationship with myself, with God, with my friends, met great people, networked with so many people that are very successful. And I think just learning that money's not everything. I've definitely made the most money in my life down there and lost the most money in my life in these experiences, but it made me who I am today. And I feel like the years to come, I think I'm just going to, hopefully, God willing, I just keep improving, year after year.
Yeah, man. I commend you for doing that, bro. I think it was amazing that you went down there, bro. I mean, we missed you up here, but we talked often. It seemed like you were always having a blast. You were always very positive while you were down there. You even got into Xbox. You got into gaming, which it was unheard of for you. Like, I was like, what, Nick's gaming? He's playing Fortnite? Like, what's going on here?
Dude, okay, I'm very, old school. The last time I was playing video games was Xbox 360, and the reason I stopped was I got the Red Rings of Death.
Oh.
Yeah, bummer. Got the Red Rings of Death, and I was pissed, and I'm like, okay, we're shipping it back to Microsoft. They're going to fix it up. I'm going to be back on the game. And got the Xbox back, Red Rings of Death again. Oh. And I said, okay, this is my sign to maybe just stop playing video games. And I did. I stopped. So playing Xbox with friends and not popping a disc in was so different. I literally felt like the grand old man. Like, gaming is so different. And I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to be playing this game with the boys tonight. It's like, updating now.
Yeah.
1 hour and a half. I'm like, what are you talking about? An hour and a half. I used to pop a disc in and that was it.
Yep. That is the modern day technology, bro. Dude, you're like a modern day old head. Can I say that?
Yeah, I'm like a grand old man.
Yeah, you're a modern day old head, bro. They call me Unk, but you're more Unk than I am, bro. I don't know what it is. It's amazing, though. So you went down to Texas, right? You're down there. What part of Houston you said?
It's technically, I tell people Sugarland because that's more of like a well-known city.
Yes.
Outside of Houston, but more specifically, I was in Stafford. So I'm like 10 minutes from Houston. But it was a perfect location because I'm technically in the suburbs. I'm not far from the country, and I'm 10 minutes from the city. So
Nice.
It's just a perfect geographical location.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. What were some of the things, you had mentioned that, people being so friendly out there was different to you. What else was different to you out there?
Okay. There is a lot of things that are very different. Like, I remember pulling up to gas stations and no shit, I'd see people on horseback, come walking through, and they tie up the horse on the bars, by the parking meter, the
That's
parking
crazy.
spots. And, from the Northeast, like I want to get a breakfast bagel in the morning. Well, obviously they're not known for their bagels down there. And somebody's like, oh, you should get a kolache. And I'm like, a kolache? Like, what's that? And they're like,
what's that?
What? They're like,
I don't even know what that is. What's a kolache?
Okay, what do you mean, what's a kolache? It's literally, it looks like a Pillsbury dough hot dog, but it's not a hot dog. It's a sausage wrapped up in like Pillsbury dough.
Like a pig's in a blanket, but a sausage.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But then there's a place called Kolache Factory where it's like a Pillsbury. It doesn't even look like a hot dog wrapped up. It's like, it looks like a little loaf of bread, like a dough, but you bite into it and it could be sausage, it could be pepperoni and cheese, ham and cheese, burger, everything. Like they live by kolaches down there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great. Are there any out here? Probably not, right?
I don't think so, because I never heard of a kolache till I moved down there.
Were you able to get like a chopped cheese down there?
No, dude. So the chopped cheese, like I have a lot of friends like, chopped cheese, like what's that? Like they don't know. Or even, okay, this blew my mind. You ready? Even for people that aren't Italian.
Okay.
Everybody knows Dominic the Donkey, the Christmas Carol. Right? Please tell me you know that. You know Dominic the Donkey, correct? Oh, dude, don't do this to me on the podcast.
Michael and I are like, okay. Dominic.
Well, listen, I know a lot of viewers are going to know Dominic the Donkey because they play it on the radio.
Do you know Dominic? If you do, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Comment if you know Dominic the Donkey. I mean, they play it on the radio. It's like Feliz Navidad.
Okay, sing it.
It's Dominic the Donkey, la, la, la.
Nope.
Really?
Thanks for singing it, though. I put you on a spot.
Dude, I feel like me singing it, like a lot of people are going to be like, oh, yeah like
there
that's
it is.
Bro, nobody knows Dominic the Donkey. And I'm like, that's like the Italian Feliz Navidad, but it's on the radio here.
That's amazing.
They don't know who Dominic the Donkey is.
Once again, referring to your age with the radio. We use Bluetooth nowadays, brother.
Who doesn't know Dominic the Donkey? Guys, please help me out.
Oh, man. I'm sorry. I don't know Dominic the Donkey, bro. Real quick here, because I am getting a bit parched. We have a drink here that you wanted me to try. It is currently 8:31 p.m. on a Friday night. And Nick has a triple espresso here for me in his cup.
Yes.
And what else are we about to do here, man? What are we about to embark on here?
This is a hack that I had on my bodybuilding prep because I love coffee literally in my house. We'll put a pot of coffee on at 10 o'clock at night. We don't care. Savages. But a little hack, because a lot of like Starbucks drinks are expensive too, right? They could run you $6, $7.
Super expensive.
Crazy.
I'd rather just have water.
Yeah. No, it's crazy expensive. But a little hack. If you just ask for a venti cup with ice, okay, and get like 2 or 3 shots of espresso in there, it's literally like $2-3, right? You get this much espresso, and I get one of these. It's a Core Power 42 gram of protein drink. You could get the 26 gram too, but the espresso has like 5 calories in it. This has a shit ton of protein, and I usually like drink it halfway, and then I just pour the rest in my espresso.
Okay,
and it literally just tastes like a mocha coffee.
Well, let's do it, brother. Let's do it. I'm excited because this is going to lead us into your bodybuilding. Because if you guys look back at episode 57, Nick and I talk about it all the time. He really had weight on his body at that time in life. And that's okay because we all go through. That just looks pretty. That looks beautiful. The way it just poured in there.
It really.
Look at that.
It's so good. Guys.
And you really, you went out there and you transformed your entire life. And prior to you leaving, I know you were always a fitness guru. You and I, we referenced in that first episode how we became so close was through working out, because one day we sat there and we decided, we're tired of looking obese, I guess you would say.
We were tired of being fat bastards.
Yeah, we were just tired of being fat. So we decided, it's time to make a change. And so that's how we just got really, really close. So health and wealth for you has always been something that you were driven to, strong-minded to achieve. But when you went down to Texas, bro, you really took it to the next level of lifting and getting fit and getting in shape. and you really made a tremendous transformation. So let's just talk about numbers. Let's talk about weight here. When you left, what was your weight?
I was 240 pounds, brother. I was a big boy. Biggest I ever been in my life.
Yeah, man. You really, and to me, you know, like I was looking at you and I'm like, oh, that's just my buddy Nick. I really didn't think anything of it. And then I seen this one reel that you posted while you were in Texas of the transformation on your Instagram. There is a transformation, and the first image that you see is Fat Boy Nick with a towel wrapped around, and like, damn, bro. Yeah, you were heavier than me. You've actually surpassed me in weight. Yeah, like at an all-time high. I've never been up to 245, and I'm semi-hefty. I'm semi-hefty for sure.
Yeah.
You know, so
I feel like I really blew up too, like after, like I broke my foot. Remember when I broke my foot? How is that?
I like it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's so good. That is so good.
It's going to give you
that
energy.
That is phenomenal.
Too.
Huh?
It's going to give you energy.
Yeah,
too.
I'm going to have the jitters. I might be sweating midway through this show. But no, this is actually really good. It's like real chocolatey. It's exactly as you described, like a chocolate mocha.
Yeah. And you can get vanilla too. I mean, they have vanilla. I don't know how strawberry would taste with it. But.
Wow. It's so good. That's amazing. Okay. Sorry, back to the story. So you broke your foot.
Broke my foot.
I do remember that.
Tried out for a state police program, and I was running around my neighborhood, and this dude, like going through a 1-lane bridge, nearly took me out. So I jumped out of the way, broke my foot, and yeah, I was in a boot and laid up. I was still lifting like upper body, but I mean, wasn't doing cardio, and I blew up. And then shortly into my lease, I got a call from my mother that, you know, Graham, everybody knows how close I am with grandma. You know, she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. So I immediately left my job down there, went back home to take care of her till her last day. No regrets doing that. But, you know, will say hospital food, high stress, wasn't really leaving her side, you know, not just like no sleep, shit food. It just does that to your stress, everything. It really, that was the biggest I ever got in my life. And I was like, okay, I know I got to make a change, because there's part of me that's like, who am I to not take care of my health when my grandmother, like, that's literally all she wants is her health. And who am I to throw that away, especially in my youth?
Yeah, man. You were there for your grandmother. You know, I knew your grandmother. She was a phenomenal spirit. She was one of the best. And yeah, I do remember you came back, bro. You dropped everything that you were doing, and that is a testament to how family oriented you are. You know, with no concern about, you know, oh, am I going to have enough money for this, that, and the third? You just knew that your family needed you, and you went and you did that. And you were there for them, man, and all the way to the end. And so that happened, and then you ended up going back to Texas, and you just realized, like, I want to make this change for myself. You know, you wanted to really excel in life and not take what you have. Because a lot of the times, like, we are able-bodied, and that is monumental. Like, I will park further away because I can walk. That is so, like, when people start to realize that, you know, just the simple things that we, everyday people, take for granted, it's really it's amazing, you know, because you're just sitting there, you're like, damn, like, I could really walk, and there's people out here who can't. Yeah. You know, and so you went out there and you decided to make a change in your health. When did it start? What was the inclination like? Why were you just like, I got to do this? Like, did it one day you woke up and you were just like, this is it?
It was like when the pain of staying the same was more painful than the pain of change. That's when I took the leap of faith to change it all. So, like, you know, going down to Texas, I was also in a relationship with somebody. Things didn't really work out. Grandma got sick. She came back around. I'm like, okay, like, she really supports me, everything. And, you know, when I came back, you know, she was there through the whole funeral and everything else. I'm like, okay, maybe things are going to work out between us, right? And went back down there, found out that now this person that used to be my friend is now with her. Probably during the same time that she's with me, with my grandmother. And that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. That was like, okay, like a lot of fuck you energy, not only from the double betrayal from him and her, but also the death of my grandmother. I'm like, okay, like, if there's any emotion that I would want to really make a radical change, probably heartbreak, because I couldn't sleep. So I'm like, okay, if I can't sleep, I might as well start walking. And I would literally walk all day, all day. And I'm like, all right, well, what's something else I could do that could really make myself unrecognizable mentally and physically? And I was like, oh, like I always wanted to do like a bodybuilding show. And I'm in like the ideal place for it. Like, I was going to a gym called Alphaland. If you guys don't know Alphaland, look it up. I mean, I was working out with my idols. And one of my boys, Joe, didn't know him well. Always saw him around the gym. Didn't even know he was a trainer, to be honest. Like, I walk in at 5 a.m. and I'm like, oh, he's a trainer. I should ask him about the bodybuilding show coming up. And I did, and he's like, I have a slot today. You want to do legs? I'm like, yeah, we'll hit legs tonight, you know? From there on, I was like, okay, I got to burn my bridges and just go full throttle. And that's what we did. You know, glad I did it too.
You know, what's very interesting about this entire thing is prior to you leaving, I remember you constantly bringing up Alphaland. Like, This is something that has always been on your mind, that you've always admired. You know, you admired the physique of other people, you know, the amount of hard work that they would put in, just that gym in general, bro. You were like, yo, this place is a spot, Kev. Like, you have no idea. I want to go there so much. And then to actually be there one day, how did that make you feel?
At first, I felt like I didn't belong.
Okay.
You pull up, there's cars that cost more than my house. Okay. And you get there, I mean, the men are in great shape. The women are beautiful. And, you know, I was there in my regular Jeep, just a regular Joe guy, doing my thing. And it was a little intimidating at first. But over time, like, I realized how much of a community it was. And by the time I, was left Texas, I'm going in the gym. I know everybody, you know, including people that I grew up following. Like, I remember there was one of the best bodybuilders of all time, Terrence Ruffin. Everybody calls him Rough Diesel. He used to put his protein shake in his cereal, and so like I wanted to be like Terrence.
That's manly as fuck.
Yeah, it's like the chum bucket episode on SpongeBob, right? So I used to do that before like 2-a-day practice for football. Turns out I'm doing legs with Terrence Ruffin. Like, that dude that I followed, that I wanted to be like I'm cool with him, you know?
Yeah.
It was amazing.
That's awesome, bro. So, you know, you went and you met all of these social media influencers, you know, just doing bodybuilding and stuff like that. You decided that you wanted, so you did that first training session. You kept going back to Joe, correct?
Yes.
Kept going back to Joe. When was it time for you to make the decision on whether or not you were just going to be an avid fitness guy, and then the difference, you know, in between the bodybuilder? You know, when did that switch happen, when you were like, I'm going to go after this?
It was, I didn't know if it was possible, right? So always wanted to do a bodybuilding show.
Did you doubt yourself?
I doubted myself because, like, especially, like, I'm like, okay, this is the worst I've ever been. Never been so lean where I saw, like, my abs and I'm on stage and everything like that. What is it? I need somebody that's actually done it to guide me to get there. I know I have the discipline to do it, but I just need guidance. So, and he had mentioned, you know, we kind of talked about everything I was going through with the betrayal and everything, and the death of my grandmother. I said, I've always wanted to do a bodybuilding show. I just don't know, with the time frame that we have, if this is possible.
How much time did you have?
8 months.
Okay. And
I had 8 months.
How much time do people usually have?
With the shape that I'm in, with the shape that I was in, I knew people that were training for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
which specifically, what were you training for? Because there's different elements to a bodybuilding competition.
There's like a lot of different divisions that you could do, an overall look. You know, once he said, hey, like, it's possible if you really commit. I said, I'll show you commitment if you show me guidance. And we locked in. We signed the dotted line. We did it. They asked me if I wanted enhancements, like a lot of bodybuilders do. I chose not to go that route. Just for me, I don't plan on going pro. People that do go pro, more than likely, yeah, you're probably going to be taking something. Just not for me. So I decided to enroll in a natural bodybuilding show. It was called Fit Physique, drug tested. And then I was going to do transformation bodybuilding show, which you could take enhancements, and a lot of people did. But because I was doing also the Fit Physique one, I was just natural all around, you know? But I would say an aggressive cut, like people are like, oh, I lost, 8 pounds this month or this week. It's like, that's water weight. When you first start, that's water weight. You could lose it fast.
Correct.
But losing like 2 pounds a week is a pretty aggressive cut. I lost 70 pounds in 8 months.
Wow. 70 pounds in 8 months.
I went from 240 to 170.
What were just some of the like other commitments that you had to make other than working out to get to that cut?
It's literally your whole life. Like, I grew up playing baseball, football. It's like, once you get out of practice, like, you're done.
Yeah.
It's really not like that. Like, this is, and I would tell this to anybody that really wants to do a bodybuilding prep, have your finances in order. It is expensive as fuck. Like, it is the supplements, the coaching. I had a nutritionist. I had a posing coach. I had a trainer. You got to buy supplements. You got to, the gym membership and even the registration, the tanning for the show. It's so much money. It's a lot of money. But, not to be like a shit talker either, but the person that ended up going with this girl that I was seeing for a while, we were really tight back in the day. And I felt like he always said he was going to do things and didn't end up following through with it. We were going to join the Marines together. And we both, swore in, and I shipped out.
I didn't know that.
Okay. We swore in, and we were going to go through it together. I shipped out. He decided I'm not gonna, and he didn't. And then when I came back, we were still cool, and he knew her, and he was like, oh, hey, I respect the hell out of you. I think you could get better than her and this and that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I was still with her. I defended her always. And then once I left for Texas, he unfriended me, on socials and got with her.
Interesting.
And then later on wanted to friend me again. And I'm like, I didn't accept or decline it. I just let it go. But I didn't want to be that. And it's not to shit talk him, because you know what? By all means, hope they're happy.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to be that person. It's like, oh, I almost joined the Marines. I almost did a bodybuilding show. I'm like, okay, 70 pounds is a lot to lose, but do I really want to be that person that could one day tell my kids, I almost did a bodybuilding show? No, I'm going to do it. And that was the full commitment.
What was the support behind, with your friends around, like, how are they supporting you in this endeavor? Because, I can only imagine how hard it was for you to be in the same room as few people who are eating burgers and fries, and you're there eating, I don't know, what were you eating? Water? Like,
it was
toothpaste?
So when I first, like, there's different phases of a prep, right? And when you first start, you're eating the most like you've ever eaten in your life. Every 2 hours you're eating. And I'm like, how the fuck am I going to lose all this weight?
That's interesting. Okay.
How am I going to lose all this weight? I'm eating all this food. But there's a science behind it. You're actually boosting your metabolism because you're eating so much. But as you're working harder and harder and harder and you're eating all this food, your body starts saying, hey, we kind of need this food. So when they take it away, now the fat's falling right off because your metabolism's so high. I was eating...
Damn, so they tricked you, essentially.
Yeah.
Did you know that was going to be the next step?
Not really.
Oh, gosh.
Not really. I knew that eventually we would dial it back. But towards the end, I was really hungry. And we have something called prep brain.
Okay.
Where your prep brain, you do some loony shit. Like, you forget. I remember I went to thaw out ground beef out of my freezer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hopped in my truck with the ground beef and I'm driving around with it. Like, mood swings were bad. I'm thinking with my ass, not my head. It really was an experience. And but at the end of prep, like everybody that was doing the show with me, like we were all the same. We were all fucking nuts, you know? But that's the way it was, because when you're low on carbs, you kind of want that, you know, to get through.
So talk to me about your mental health, the mental preparation that goes into this entire thing, because it's physical and mental, and I can only imagine the mental, like the strain that you had that your mental experience. Then again, granted, you have a strong discipline, a strong background due to the military, you know, of having that strong mentality. But this was a different element, something new to you. So what were some of those mental battles that you went through while preparing for this competition?
There was a lot of mental barriers. I think one of the big ones that hit me was I was doing a prep. My team was like 8 people. 8 of us were going to do the show. By the time of the show, it was 3. It was me, my trainer, my friend Lorena. We were the only ones left. And I was so close with everybody that it was kind of like seeing people fall off. Like, it was like, okay, like, do I still want to do this? You know, do I still want to do this? And I knew I did, but it's not like I could just say, hey, it's okay, Kev, if you're not doing the show. Like, let's still go grab some lunch. Mm-hmm. Well, I can't. Mm-hmm. You know, I can't just go grab lunch unless I'm packing my food. And a lot of the times I had to transition myself from saying, okay, I'm getting together with my friend and revolving around the food that we're going to eat or the activity that we're going to do. It's like, just enjoy the company. Like, I could go there, and by the end of prep, I was literally watching my friends eat shit all around me, and I'm drinking my water, and I'm just like, I'm having a good time. But it was hard to get to that point, you know?
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, it was hard to get to that point. And by the end, I will say, through prep, I'd say it's kind of, you're healthy, but by the end of prep, you're not healthy. And those people that are on stage, they look strong, they look all pumped up. That's the weakest we are all prep. Wow. Dehydrated. Yeah.
It's such an insane sport, an insane practice, man, just to get into that, bro, because it's like, you know, you just said it, you look great. You look great, but you don't feel great. And how, like, ass backwards is that? You know what I mean? How ass backwards is that? What were some of your best days during the training and one of your worst days during the training?
I think probably the worst day of training, probably when I thought I was doing chest day one day. I really, you know, needed a chest day. And they were like, nope, psych, we're doing legs instead. I'm like, fuck, you know. Those always hit me hard. And then I think another bad day was when, you know, some of my friends fell off. And you know, I'm like, oh, damn, like, you know, they're not going to be here. And best days of training, I think the first time I started seeing my abs.
Yeah. When you're making that transformation, what was the first thing that you noticed that was really changing and it was really working? About how long were you training at that point to where, like, wow, this is actually kind of working?
It was... I lost it in my face first. And even right now, my face is a little pudgier than...
As I said earlier, you look like high school Nick right now, bro. You look like Kalahari Nick, bro. You look like the guy who I knew back in 2016 to 2018. You know, this is the Nick I know on a for real. Like, this is you right now. You know, not too skinny, not too big.
Yeah.
Just right. You feel me? So
definitely.
Yeah.
I still was. I'm 20 pounds heavier than I was for my show. So, like, when I lost it in my face first, I was, you know, okay, like, I started getting compliments from people.
Hey.
Yeah, they're like, oh, like, you're changing. But then, towards the end, a lot of people were like, Nick, like, you're changing a lot. Like, fast, and you're losing a lot. Like, even, like, Joe, my trainer, like, he stopped, like, recognized me. He'd walk past me. He'd be like, oh, shit, Nick, like, you look different every fucking day. And... I think another cool thing was there was, like, in the gym, there's some girls there that are, like, baddies.
Hey.
I'm like, hey, like, let me lose a couple more pounds and then I'll go say what's up.
Did you?
Well, yes, but I got one better for you.
Hey.
They started coming up and saying what's up.
Hey. They started coming up to him. Okay.
There's a losing weight is a hell of a drug.
And with your accent, I'm sure
Yes.
that went well, right? You know, they
it
probably
helped.
enjoyed that, right?
It helps.
My goodness, man, that is amazing, right? You feel good, look good. You know, you're in there, you're getting shredded, bro. You're working out with some inspirational people, guys who you've seen on social media, bro. Like, on a for real, that to you right there probably just felt like a childhood dream come true, bro. Like, because it's so crazy to me. You know, you talk about me and this podcast and this platform. Kev, you come a long way. Thank you very much. You know, you're doing great. Love to see it. Bro, you achieved everything that you had mentioned in the past without even knowing that you were going to go and do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, you mentioned it, but no one knew you were going to do it. I didn't think you would do it, you know, and all of a sudden, here you are, committing yourself to something that you've spoken about. You know what that is? What is that? Manifesting.
Yeah,
It's
the
like
law
you-
of attraction.
Yeah. You fucking spoke it out one day. You're like, yo, Kev, look at this gym, bro. Look at Alphaland. Look at this person. Look at that person, bro. These people are elite. I look up to these people.
Mhm.
Blah, blah, blah. There you are. Now that people are looking up to you, bro. On a for real.
You know what was like a surreal moment for me was I've always studied like Alphaland Gym,
Mhm.
Alphalete.
Mhm.
Before that, it was CG Fitness, Christian Guzman. Know him. I know him. I have pictures with him. He's a cool dude. His wife is really cool as well. No, his father is awesome. So like all these people I followed, like we're cool, but they have a stand, like the Alphalete stand at the summer shredding competition. I was actually the poster board of the Alphalete online training.
No way.
It was
Wow.
and I got pictures. I'll show you later.
It's still there. It's still on the...
It's on like when all the spectators and competitors coming in, learning about the Alphalete community. It was me.
That's awesome.
And like my family,
That's awesome.
even walking in, like to see me compete, they're like, "That's my son. That's
He's-
my brother."
He's
like,
a star.
I'm like, damn. Like it was even like when I walked in, I'm like, holy shit. Like that's pretty freaking cool. Like I'm the face of
Wow.
this whole gym, kind of. Like
Yeah.
it was pretty neat. Like really, I was honored.
Incredible, bro. Incredible. Real quick, let's just get into tea time. Let's knock that out the way real quick, and then we'll continue on to the competition here. So let's get into tea time. Not brought to you by, but inspired by Arizona Iced Tea. We do have teas here. We're not going to crack them because we're drinking our espressos right now. So cheers to our espressos. Cheers to tea time. Not brought to you by, but inspired by Arizona Iced Tea. Nick, just pick a question out of there and hand me the paper, please. And Michael, I think today's your day. I think today is your day. Let's see. Let's see if today is your day. Michael has put a question in here since we've started, and we haven't picked it, bro.
Yeah, really.
Week after week after week, bro. And I'm sorry, brother.
It's not that.
It's not yours. It's not yours.
Damn.
But we might do a 2-question here because this one, I don't even know an answer to this one, to be honest with you. This is from Don Blanco, Mr. Jameson. Thank you for submitting your question through Instagram. You the man. The question is, what is your favorite dinosaur? I don't know dinosaurs like that, bro.
I mean, I used to like have like toy dinosaurs like growing up. I'm probably gonna say like the T-Rex.
Right? Because that's the only one we all know, kind of?
Well, they have like the pterodactyl, and right, that's the one that flies.
No,
Pterodactyl?
I thought the pterodactyl was its little son.
Yeah, no, the pterodactyl is the one that flies.
Oh, it's
I
a
think.
fly,
Flies, right? Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Well, you know what? I did just buy a ram, and
Raptor.
the next step up would be the TRX, the T-Rex, Ram TRX. So I'm gonna say a T-Rex.
All right, T-Rex. I like that. Mike?
That's the only two I know. It has to be T-Rex, right? Like, come on.
Yeah,
Like, so
T-Rex.
badass.
What was that other thing that we called?
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl. The pterodactyl. And then what's that one from Jurassic Park?
Tyrannosaurus Raptor.
I think it is it
Right?
not? Yeah,
I think
it is. Tyrannosaurus Raptor. Okay, so that is our favorite dinosaur. All right, bro. There's 2 questions left in here, Michael. If this does not happen today, bro, then I'm sorry. It's just not meant to be. Here we go. One more.
I hope
real
this
quick.
is the one you submitted.
The luck of the draw, man. The luck of the draw. We got to submit some questions here. We need to lead a new 5. All right, let's see. Wow. Holy
Is it
shit,
not that
bro.
one?
It is not the one. He had a
keep it
50-50
going.
shot.
We keep it going. It's
and
fine.
this is not it. Okay, so it's the last one in there. All right. Ironically, this has to do with animals too, and this is from Half Woody. The boys at Half Woody just did a collaboration video with Chris Jones Comedy. Make sure you guys check it out. It'll be coming out very soon. But the question of the day here is, if you could be any animal, what would you be? That is from Half Woody. If you could be any animal, what would you be? Bitch, I graduated. Call me Big Fish. True story. A whale.
Is that what you would be?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A whale?
Yeah.
I was thinking
I'd be like a bird.
A bear?
A bird.
A bird?
Yeah.
What type of bird?
Any bird.
There's
Just
many
like
birds.
Fly. The one that lives the longest.
What if you're a woodpecker, bro? Would you want to be a woodpecker and just pecking wood all day?
I want to fly, dude.
But like your hobby is knocking your head into trees.
Yours is floating around water. You guys can't even see, right?
Fuck off. Favorite animal, Nikki Hands. What do we got?
I'm like trying to think, like, do I say something cool like the lion, like the king of the jungle?
Corny. No.
Or
no.
do I say something like maybe like a bald eagle, honestly, because they could go like higher than normal birds and they could fly far. I mean, it'd be
They're
cool
the
to fly.
most noble bird out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna say bald eagle.
You know the sad thing about bald eagles? You know, like when they get old, what they make a decision in their lives?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did see a video on that.
Either to break their beak and to grow a new one, and then they have to declaw themselves, and then they have to pluck their feathers too. Otherwise, they call it quits. And I think that is a very interesting fact about animals. So, Michael, you would be a bird? Again, a bird? Just,
Dude,
you don't want a bald eagle's pretty tough. That's a good
I'll
bird.
be a seagull, okay?
A seagull.
Yeah, I'll be a seagull if that is better than
The
bird.
trashiest.
Stealing cheese fries off the people
Yeah.
at the
The
beach.
second trashiest bird
I'll
in the
be a-
bird
I'll be a
community.
New York pigeon, actually.
That is the number one trashy bird in the bird community. And that is statement, signed, sealed, delivered, trademarked by the Middleman Podcast. Thank you for tuning in to Tea Time. Not brought to you by, but inspired by Starbucks, I guess, today. Starbucks, I guess, today.
Imagine he said a New York City rat.
A New York City rat, bro. New York City rat. All right. So let's get back to your transformation here, bro, because like you were insanely shredded. You put on an immense amount of muscle there. You went to your first competition. Quick question, okay? Quick question. Explain to me, and this is a general question. This is a general question here. No one be offended. Why do they tan, bro? Can you explain that to me? Why is that a part of the competition? Why is tanning a part of physique competitions? What is that about? What does that mean?
Well, I think it looks better with the lighting that they have
Okay.
too, and I think it sets like kind of like a common tone for everybody. You know,
Interesting.
but some people go the whole night. Some people put foundation, like makeup on, and like I'm like, dude, I'm good. Like I'm not trying to be Mr. Olympia here. Like I'm not spending the extra to do that. So I'm like, yeah, just spray my face. You know,
Was it spray tan? It was spray
it
tan?
was spray tan. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was spray tan.
How long does that take to come off?
A good bulk of it comes off in one shower.
Nice.
But after like 3-4 showers, you're pretty back to normal.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never understood that. I was like, why did it get... Because you look tan, bro. You look like you just came
Yeah.
back from the Dominican Republic, bro.
Yeah.
You'd even look Italian. You look straight Hispanic when you were doing that. You know what I mean?
I looked like a coal miner.
Yeah, yeah. You were definitely going through it, man. So your first competition, you went and you competed, and how did that go?
So when I show my two divisions were like the largest divisions, the most competitive. There's the most competitors in there. Went up there, I was very nervous. I even messed up a couple poses, but out of like 70 people in transformation, I got 4th place. I got a medal, and then
It's a big medal, too.
for fit physique, out of 68 people, I got 6th. So yeah, so we got 2 medals. I was proud of it, and then we went to the championship and we did a championship.
I'm sorry. I just want to backtrack real quick. That morning, what was going through your head before the competition's getting started? Walk me through. You woke up. Who'd you meet? What did you do to prepare before you walked on stage?
It was early, very early. So first things first, I wanted to make sure my tan didn't like get on like my bed sheets, because it does come off easily. So I wanted to make sure my tan wasn't messed up. I sent check-ins to my coach, like, hey, how do I look? Am I like watery? Am I not filled up enough?
What do you mean by that?
Like watery is like, if I'm holding water, like usually like when you're that lean, like you could kind of like feel, like I feel watery. I don't feel like I'm lean. I feel like my abs don't look as exposed.
Chiseled,
yeah. But if I'm flat, then I'm not, my muscles aren't popping enough. So like some people will like load up with some carbs, but some people that load up with too many carbs, they call it a spillover, where now you're too full and your abs aren't coming through, like you spilled over, you had too many carbs. So there's a lot to learn.
Mm-hmm. So you checked in with your coach, and then you are driving to the venue for the event. Backstage, anything going through your mind?
I was nervous, so I was like pretty quiet. I think my coach was pretty quiet. So a lot of people from all over the place, all over the U.S., like coming there. We were backstage, and then they called out my name. I was one of the first to go on. I'm like, fuck me, I'd rather
Did
see
they pronounce your last name right?
Yeah, they did.
Wow, amazing.
They did. Well, actually, the guy, he's like, how do you say your last name? But then he said it pretty good.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, getting the tan on, it literally feels like a cold plunge. It's cold as hell. Then backstage, I had to get like pumped up, like get my muscles pumped. So I'm thirsty as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not drinking water. And I told like my coach is like, hey, you're about to get on before you like pump up. And they put like butter spray on you so you shine.
Baby oil.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I didn't do the show where I'm wearing a thong or anything like that.
Yeah.
I chose to like wear the bathing suit. You know, I'm not getting up there with my ass cheeks out. But
why not?
I'm kidding. I think Kevin would have liked to see that. But so he's like, hey, like do a Pop-Tart because it's carbs.
Yeah.
And do 6 clicks of sea salt, because that, like when you
like click, like
clicks.
Oh my gosh!
So it's like a salty Pop-Tart, and I'm
what
like,
type of Pop-Tart?
I think I did s'mores.
Okay.
Yeah,
Brown sugar cinnamon.
Yeah,
but okay.
That's good. So, or did I do brown sugar cinnamon?
I hope
don't
you did.
remember.
You probably did.
Maybe I did.
Let's just say you did.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for Kevin's sake, I think I probably did. But I was like, I'm literally like choking on the Pop-Tart because I'm like, bro, like I'm thirsty as hell. I got dry mouth. And I said, how much water? Like, I need water. How much water could I do? And he's like, 2 ounces.
He said 2 drops.
2 ounces, bro. 2 ounces is like this much, bro. And I'm just like with my tongue, I'm just like,
oh my god.
It was brutal.
Wow.
It was bad. But that was the hardest part for me, like the lack of water. That sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, like once you get on stage, you pretty much just had to do one run through on stage, or did you have to go on multiple times that day?
I had to go on multiple times because
you were in 2.
I was in 2 shows, and then they did like comparisons, like so like they'll get all of us up there together, and see like okay, he has good symmetry, like his left side looks like his right side. This guy's posing's
so
really
crazy,
good.
bro.
Yeah,
there's a lot that they really
there's
analyze
a lot that goes into it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think one thing that I fucked up on a little bit was I was so used to posing in the mirror, like in front of me. But when you're in front of people, like you're not looking at yourself. You can't see what you look like. So you're like, okay, should I drop my shoulder a little bit more? Should I not? And I probably should have posed a little more without the mirror. But if I could go back and change one thing, it'd probably be that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, the competition's over. You earned 4th and 6th place. What was the first thing that you ate when it was all said and done? Because I guarantee you probably...
Yeah, they gave us like these really good cookies.
Okay.
And
is that the one on your Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, guess what? It's funny. I had a Zin in my mouth. And, I swallowed the Zin on accident, bro. I fucking housed that cookie. So I literally had a 6 milli Zin, that went down with the cookie, but it was all good. It was delicious.
Amazing, man. Amazing. Dude, you really shredded out, man, and I'm proud of you for making that transformation for yourself, man. And, I talk about it all the time, bro. Your discipline, your mind, you're a very strong-minded individual, bro. Your mentality is probably as sharp as they come because, I can only, the mental part of it, it was miserable at one point, and now you clicked, and now you're having a good time when you're around people and you're just drinking water. And that's commendable, bro. That says a lot about you, to be able to do that and to just stick to it, bro. So utmost respect and, towards you and everything that you do because you're the man, bro. You really are. Bro. You're the man. So now you get into the second round. Are we in regionals? What was the second half of the competition? How in between were they from competition 1 to competition 2?
It was a month apart. Okay. And I was honored to make it to the championship.
But at the same time,
there was part of me that was yeah, I'm done with the show. I could finally go back to normal life. And then they're like, congratulations. I'm like, fuck, I got to do this another month. But I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to hold off on doing the fit physique division. I'm just going to do the transformation because it was fun. You could do any pose you want. You tell your story. It was cool. And then I did the show, and it was a lot more competitive than the first because it was all the champions from all the previous shows. Mm-hmm. We all came to that show in November. It was November 2nd, I think. November 1st or 2nd. And yeah, I didn't place in that show. I was honored to make it to the championship, but I feel like for the championship show, for the transformation division, it was a lot of dudes that lost 300 pounds, 400 pounds. And I'm okay with losing to that, because, we also had I also had the hidden home run in high school or, the football, the tackle that won the game or and I feel like a lot of these people, they were so their weight, kind of they didn't have that moment in life. So them winning the championship, I was all for it. I was happy for them. And yeah.
Awesome, man. Would you ever do it again?
I get that a lot. Like I said, it's very expensive. I don't have the desire to be a pro, especially because I don't want to go enhanced. It's just really, I have friends that do it. It's just not worth it to me. And I would do it again if a close friend or a family member really wanted to do it. I would think about doing it again. But I don't know. I guess we'll see.
We'll see. So what's next for Nicky Hanz?
So next, I did make it back to go to the State Police Academy. Mm-hmm. Not in Pennsylvania, but state close by. And I'll be leaving for the academy soon. I think this is probably the best package I could have going down there to be successful. And I also want to, my buddy wrote a book. He has millions of followers, very successful. I think his book is about how to attract the person that you want or something. But he's very successful. Mm-hmm. And I was telling him I think I want to write a book about my experience with prep and also how to break through a breakup just like I did with prep and also the death of that I went through, because I really think hitting rock bottom could be a great place for you to skyrocket back up. So I'd like to write a book. That's probably next on my list as well.
You felt like you were at rock bottom?
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damn, bro. And then you continued on through all of that.
Yeah, bro.
And fucking did it.
I think if I didn't go through that,
yeah.
If I didn't go through that, bro, I think any rational person would say, fuck prep, bro. I mean, 70 pounds in 8 months was that took a lot. Yeah. It took a lot. But
you loved it. You loved every step of the way.
Yeah, I did.
And that's what matters, bro. That's what matters. You met some really cool people. You're basically famous. You're famous. He's famous. He's been on a Middleman podcast. He's famous. Michael has been on a Middleman podcast. He's famous. He's famous, bro. Yeah, man, I'm excited for you, bro. I always love having you come on the show, bro. You're one of my brothers, man. Your family's very close. Excuse me. You and your family are wonderful people. I love them all. Really close. Phenomenal people. Everyone, I tell you, if you've never met this man, he's one of the best, that you can ever meet. And that transformation you made, bro, was amazing. I remember I showed our one friend, Steez, the episode of you and I, and I showed him the photo, and then I showed him your fucking transformation. He goes, "That's not the same guy, dude." I'm like, "Yeah, man. No, it's the same dude, man. Yep, same accent. Believe it or not, didn't change. Same dude." So, I was really proud to see you do that, bro. I was really proud to see any of my friends go and leave their hometown, move, make a change for themselves, and excel. You excelled. I know that there were times where you and I were talking, things weren't going well. Yeah. But you excelled, and you always find a way to do it, man. And that's incredible, bro. It's just that figuring it out. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. We have that. We get tired of figuring it out, but we have the ability to continue to figure it out, man. So much props to you, bro. I love you like a brother. You're really one of the best, man, that's out there. I think we're going to wrap up this show here, but real quick, we do have some time. So if there's anything you want to ask me real quick before we get off the show, we could do that. Or we could just go ahead and wrap it up. You could tell the people anything that you want to say, and we can sign off the air here.
I guess I do have a quick question for Kevin. This is kind of off topic, but
hit me with it.
He was just showing me like a couple tattoos that he got, and I personally don't have any tattoos. Thinking about getting one, but I'm a little indecisive, so I got to ask: any regrets on any of the tattoos?
Oh no, none at all. None at all.
Getting any more?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, tattoo convention is coming around next month.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get another tattoo. Actually, I think I want to start a leg tats. Tats, yeah.
What was the most painful one?
Honestly, probably this one right here. And the only reason it was painful was when it got down here. But I wouldn't even describe it as a painful It was more so like, ugh, like you son of a bitch. That's what it was like, bro. Yeah. It really isn't too bad. I have a tattoo. Yeah, get a tattoo, bro.
Okay. I'm thinking about jumping like way in. I'm like, I like the look of a sleeve. Mm-hmm. I like the look of a half a sleeve.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Get it. Do it.
Yeah.
Why not? You could just erase it when it's all said and done. Right?
It's just, it's not like it's permanent.
Listen, get an airspray tattoo. See how you like it. See if you like, oh, wow, that's fire. And then
I guess I could do that.
As a matter of fact, the bricks, the first one I got was like painted. And I looked at it. Yeah, I was at my little sister's birthday party, and they had a painter there. And she painted that on me. And I was like, oh, yeah, all right, cool, let's do it. And it looked really good. So that's what made me really want to do it. So,
well, it's good to know.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so anything that you want to leave the people with, the floor is yours, my good man, Nicky Hands, the man, the myth, the legend. Off to you.
Well, I guess I could wrap it up by saying, like I said, my journey to the success I had in bodybuilding, didn't always think it was possible. And sometimes it takes a lot of things going south for things to get. It takes a lot of things falling apart for better things to fall together. And I feel like I had to go to rock bottom to get there. And if some of you guys find yourselves kind of not in where you want to be, it just may be the catalyst to get you to where you're going. So
I like that.
That's what I'll leave the
folks
said. With.
Well said, bro.
Thank you, sir.
Couldn't say it any better than myself. So
Cheers
thank you
again.
very much for
sir.
your cheat prep here. We are 3 espresso shots deep, as well as protein.
Yes, sir.
It is 9 p.m. tonight. We are going to be up all night. Best believe it. I'm cranked right now. We're going to run the second episode right now. So make sure you guys tune in for. No, I'm kidding. But but listen. Nick, thank you very much for coming back to the show, bro. I'm looking forward to your next appearance because at that point, you will become a Middleman Podcast Hall of Famer.
No way.
You will become a Middleman Podcast Hall of Famer. So I'm sure we'll double back around once again and do it once more with new improvements on both of our lives. And, I'm happy to be able to call you my brother, man. And
likewise,
you're
bro.
the guy, man. You're the guy.
Onwards and upwards, my friend.
That's the way to be, man. And with that being said, everyone, I am the man in the middle, Kevin Martinez, signing out. Peace.